This podcast is brought to you by Jupiter Medical Center, rated #1 for quality, safety, and patient experience. Jupiter Medical Center is your choice for world-class healthcare. With state-of-the-art facilities and leading-edge technologies, their award-winning physicians provide the highest caliber of care for the community. Jupiter Medical Center is proud to announce the opening of the all-new Johnny and Terry Gray Surgical Institute featuring the latest in innovative surgical care. To learn more, visit them at jupitermed.com.
So welcome back to another episode of the Palm Beach North podcast. My name is Noel Martinez. I am your host, and today we have the pleasure of speaking with Ricky Wade. If you don't know Ricky Wade, you probably should. He's a very prominent businessman. He owns over 30 McDonald's franchises here within our area.
It's actually 28. So
28, so sure, almost 30,
it
almost
used to
30.
be 30, and we actually closed 3, but 28 is still a handful.
28 it is. And Ricky's also super engaged in the community, right? He's involved with the Ronald McDonald House Charities of South Florida. He's the vice president there, and he chairs the Palm Beach State College's foundation and also the Urban League of Palm Beach County. Ricky, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Hey, listen, Noel, it's good. Thanks for having me, by the way.
Yeah, you've been traveling all over the world, man. So I'm glad I'm glad you made some time to spend with me.
I don't want you to say that too much because then people are going to want me to do more traveling. And quite frankly, when I leave for more than 4 or 5 days, I've been gone too long.
You've been gone way too long.
But anyway, it's good to be here.
Yeah, great to be here, Ricky. So Ricky, let's start from the beginning. Let's talk a little bit about your background. Tell us, where are you from? What were you like as a kid?
So I'm Jamaican, and I'm a proud Jamaican, and grew up playing a lot of football, which you call it soccer, and I just loved sports, and very engaged. And from an early age in life, I've always wanted to do my own thing, and it just so happens that when I came to the U.S., my aspiration was to become an airline pilot, like my father was, and that, I had to pivot, and that, I had to make a 180-degree turn because my father died in a plane crash.
Oh, wow.
And I was actually 18. And so I took a switch, and it's just so happens that timing is everything in life. And, working at McDonald's, and decided to make McDonald's a career versus a job. And, then got a chance to live the American dream. It doesn't get any better than that.
So let's talk about that. So you started working at McDonald's, and then how did that work? I mean, how do you go from working there to being a franchise?
I went to McDonald's in management, and grew, got relocated, and left South Florida, went to Raleigh, North Carolina, and was really on a path to make a career in the corporate arena. And then I had the opportunity to come back to South Florida. My wife is Cuban, I'm Jamaican, and her family's in Miami, so is mine. So coming back to South Florida was something that we said, wow, it doesn't get any better than this. And so we had a chance to come back and, buy some restaurants. So we bought 7 restaurants in Palm Beach Gardens and also in Riviera Beach and West Palm Beach. And, it was very, very trying times then. It was a challenge. And it was a challenge because you really don't know what you're getting into until you get into it. And, you couldn't tell me or my wife that we weren't ready for this. And, and we learned as we went. And, one thing led to another, and then we grew the business, and we grew the business to 33 restaurants. And then we sold off a few in Boca, and then closed 2 Walmarts after the pandemic because, the business model shifted in the Walmarts. And we also closed them all. We had a restaurant in the Wellington Mall. We closed that because of traffic. So, but here we are, and still doing well, still living the American dream.
You got 28 McDonald's, so I think you're still doing pretty good.
Listen, we're happy. We're happy.
So tell me about that. So running 28 restaurants is a lot. There's a lot going on. So what are some of the biggest challenges you have?
I have to tell you that first, I want to compliment my staff because I could not do this without the people that I work with. And I have an exceptional leadership team, and we have exceptional staff that make the American dream continue to be the American dream. Now, did I run into some bumps in the road during the pandemic? Absolutely. And post the pandemic, it's still a challenge with people, and because a lot of folks, their work ethics changed post the pandemic, and a lot of people like working hybrid. A lot of people like working from home. But, we have been lucky and fortunate to at least be able to attract still some exceptional folks that helped us keep our business running. I tell people all the time, people can make you or break you. And so my people have been making me. So I'm very, very fortunate.
Good. Are you facing some of the labor shortages that most businesses are in the country right now?
Absolutely. And especially in my arena, it's a fast food arena. And, so the fast food arena, we get challenged very, very easily when it comes on to getting good people and people that want to work. And the good news is we still have the youngsters from high school that, want to get some responsibility, get something under their belt. And we have a program that's called Archways to Opportunities. And so I've been spreading that word all across the counties, Palm Beach County, Martin County, and St. Lucie County.
Well, tell me more about that program.
And so the Archway to Opportunities, you just have to work at McDonald's for 15 hours a week at a minimum. And if you are working there, you can qualify for college tuition. And if you're going to come in, like Palm Beach State College, if you're going to Indian River, or you're going to Broward County, it actually pay for your AA course.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know you had that.
There's no GPA requirements. You just have to be enrolled. You have to be going to a college.
And you only have to work 15 hours a week?
15 hours a week. And as long as you're doing a good job with us, we support it. And you fill the application out, we support it, and you get tuition assistance.
Is that a corporate program, or is that something that you've developed down south?
It's a system program that the franchisees and McDonald's as corporation has. And this is one of the things, the benefits we want to offer youngsters, especially students. Because a lot of students are challenged in finding the financing to go to college. So we want to bridge that gap and also allow you to work at McDonald's, meet friends, learn responsibility, eat free food. Let me say it again, eat free food.
I know.
You're not paying for your lunch. It's free. And, we provide uniforms. So, to me, it's a win-win. I mean, and a lot of students don't know this. A lot of parents don't know this, and a lot of parents are very, very stressed, challenged, concerned about how they're going to get their kids to college. Well, this is an easy way to get your kids to college.
That's an amazing program. I didn't know anything about it.
Yep.
Yeah, what an amazing program. And I've got some young kids growing up too that we're going to have to pay for college pretty soon. So it's good to know.
Yep.
So, hey, your businesses are really known for community involvement. Separate from you, because I know you're involved in a lot of different stuff, but your restaurants are engaged in the community as well. Can you share some ways on how you guys give back to the community?
So I tell you, one of the things we like to speak to at the restaurant level in all my restaurants in our company is that we're not here to only take from the community. We're here to give back to the community. It's really amazing because I have all my GMs on each site that's engaged, with their business partners with schools, doing family nights so schools can raise money, make teacher nights. And it's a good way for schools to get, to raise dollars in their fundraising efforts by just spreading the word, come by McDonald's, have a family get together there, have fun, and we contribute back our incremental sales back to you. And so in 2 hours, you have raised money as a fundraiser, which would have possibly taken you days to do before. So the teacher nights, family nights, principal nights is a good way we work with schools. But I think it's important that the community knows that we're here. And, one of the things or the legacies that myself and my wife want to leave in our communities we do business in is letting them know that we are here to support, especially when it comes on to kids seeking higher education. And that's one of the reasons why I'm the chair of the foundation for Palm Beach State College, because that way we are providing scholarships for minority students who would have not been able to get it if we did not do what we did at Palm Beach State College as the foundation is concerned. I'm involved with the Urban League as the chair because this offers opportunities for the new lights, for students to get an opportunity to not only network and meet people, but we can help them by helping their families with housing, helping their families with food. We do a lot of food drives at the Urban League, especially at Thanksgiving, because that one is special to us, because we want everybody to have a meal at home with their families. But to me, you can't stop doing the right thing. The right thing is the right thing. And a lot of us, especially in business, we don't understand that. And the sooner we understand it, the much more successful you'll be because, one of the things I want to write my eulogy while I'm alive. And hopefully they don't screw it up. But my behaviors and my legacy should speak for itself.
Well, we haven't talked about the Ronald McDonald House either, right? Yep. So you are the vice president. So you chair, we talked about that. You chair the foundation for Palm Beach State College. You chair, you're the chair of the Urban League. You've done that now for the past 4 years. Ronald McDonald House does some really special stuff.
So that's my charity of choice.
So for people that don't know what the Ronald McDonald House does, tell us, what do they do?
So it provides a home away from home for families with very ill children and keeps them close to the hospital that their children is getting treated at and getting their patient care. Unless you have been to a house, you really don't understand. What we have Nicholas Children's Hospital up here, which is very, very close to what we do. Similar. So people in Palm Beach County or Martin County or St. Lucie County will know of Nicholas. But Ronald McDonald's Children's Charities has been around forever. And we have houses in Tampa. We have houses in Orlando. We have houses in Bradenton. When you're looking at Florida, houses on the west coast of Florida, in the Fort Myers area, and houses in Broward and in Miami. As a matter of fact, we just closed our house in Broward, and we have a capital campaign going on now to build a 60-bed home in Miami. And, and it's such a beautiful collaboration because University of Miami and Jackson is working with us on this because they understand the importance of it. And as I was saying earlier, unless you go to one of these houses and understand what we do, feel it, speak to some parents, speak to some of these kids, you won't really truly have a passionate understanding what we do. But Celine Dion, for example, we did a thing for RMHC, I think it was like 15, 18 years ago. And Celine wanted to make her presence at my Jupiter restaurant. So we invited some schools up there so these kids could see Celine. And she came there with her husband, which is now passed, Renee, and she brought her son. And she spoke to all these students from different schools. It was like a convention, but the reason why she participated and made a significant contribution to the house? Because when she was growing up, her sister was at a Ronald House in Canada for quite some time. So she understood because she has seen it, she's been there. And that's why she's so committed to doing the right thing when it comes on to the Ronald McDonald Children's Charities. And, and we do, as franchisees throughout the state, or even in our different DMAs, we do specific things to raise money so we can continue to offer the great services for these families that need somewhere. So we just recently, as a matter of fact, I think it was Channel 5 that just aired something recently. They came down to the house in Miami. And there was a Bahamian young man. And he had his daughter there. And his daughter went through some serious surgeries. But she's heading north on the upswing, doing well. And he was so grateful to the house. But if I can take this podcast to spread the word about Ronald McDonald's Children's Charities, I think everybody should take the time to find out because we're doing a lot of good. some of us, we're spoiled. We have kids that are healthy. So, we don't know. But when you speak to somebody as a child that's going through some serious challenges and the family is going through challenges, you understand the importance of it.
How do you do all this? You're running 28 restaurants and you still have the time to just give. How do you do that?
Let me tell you, I'm blessed. I'm blessed and I'm lucky and I'm fortunate. And my mom always told me, much that's given to you, much is expected of you. I don't look at it as a lot of things to do. I look at it as the right thing to do. And you find the time to do the right things.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So you've, received numerous awards for your business and your community work, right? Because we just talked about all of that stuff. Which one holds like a significant importance to you?
Well, I think I got the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Urban League. And that was very, very special to me.
When was that? That was recently, right?
That was
a couple years ago?
2 years ago. Yeah.
A couple years ago. Okay.
I didn't know I was going to get it because I thought I was too young in the game. And I like to still think I'm young, although I am aging. But when I got that award, it made me realize that the work that I do definitely goes and it's noticed. And I don't do what I do for notoriety. I do it as, once again, it's a right thing to do. It was very special when I got an invitation from George W. Bush. And I was honored at the White House. And I was honored for the community work that I do.
A Jamaican soccer player hanging out at the White House, huh? How about that?
Listen. When I walked in there, I don't think they were ready for me. But anyway, it was an experience. When I was there, I'm trying to remember the pitcher. He used to pitch for the Mets. African-American guy.
Dwight Gooden.
So he was honored the same time I was honored by George W. Bush.
That's pretty cool.
So it was special to meet him, and it was an experience. And so, as I say, and also when I got the Golden Arch Award from McDonald's, because that one was very, very special too. And I've gotten 2 Ronald Awards already as a franchisee, which it's hard to get one. I got 2. But getting the Golden Arch Award for the family was special because, McDonald's acknowledged the great work that not only we do in growing the business, servicing the business, but also servicing our communities that we do business in and helping our communities grow in a positive way.
Are you ready to bring your ribbon cutting to the next level? Introducing the Ribbon Cutting Ceremony Recap Video, your key to unforgettable event marketing. We know that each business is unique, and that's why we offer tailored solutions, starting with our basic package, where you can commemorate your event with elegance even without the video. But why stop there? Our comprehensive event coverage and premier business launch packages include the game-changing recap video, capturing every vibrant moment of your grand opening, from the ribbon cutting to impactful speeches, all in a stunning 1-minute video. Best of all, your event's highlights won't just linger in the memories of those who attended. Through our partnership with the Palm Beach North Chamber of Commerce, your video will be featured across multiple platforms. Expect to see your business shine on social media, in newsletters, and our website, and even the acclaimed Palm Beach North podcast. Don't let your special day fade away. Make it a monumental one with the Ribbon Cutting Ceremony Recap video and reach audiences beyond your wildest dreams. Ready to elevate your grand opening? For pricing and more details, email katie@pbnchamber.com or visit our website for more information. Make your event unforgettable. So let's talk about mentorship, right? We've all had people in our life that have made a big influence on us, all of us. Do you have any mentors?
Yes. So when I was young, there was a politician in Jamaica that was my mentor, and got a chance to meet him when I was 10. Got a chance to speak about him in my younger life. My mom knew him well. My mom was involved in politics in Jamaica, and what I liked about him the most, he came from a very, very well-established family, very educated, flew for England. I'm trying to remember which World War it was. I think it was World War II. And just you're talking about credentials and just accomplished. And he chose to get into politics. He didn't need to, because he wanted to provide a better safe haven and reduce the amount of people that were poverty-stricken in Jamaica. Gave his life to it. Was broke. When he left politics, he was broke. Because he just wanted to fix that. He wanted to create justice and equality for all, just like what the Urban League stands for, just like what Martin Luther King was standing for. And he did it, and he did it in such a diplomatic and professional manner that I admired him. And then he died at Mount Sinai in Miami, and I actually went to the hospital when he was sick. Couldn't go in his room, but I wanted to be at the hospital when he was ill. And because I said, if I was there on the property, he would know I was there. So he was one of my mentors. And there was a young man, Willis T. Smart at McDonald's, that he was very charismatic. And I tend to admire charismatic individuals. But he would push and challenge you to be the best at what you do. And I love it. I love a challenge. I love being the best at what I do. Because if you don't challenge yourself, who's going to challenge you?
That's the athlete in you. You know that, right?
Listen,
that's the athlete in you.
It's a competitive spirit. But while you're being competitive and while you're challenging yourself, you're making others better. Mm-hmm. So it's a win-win. And so that's what I like. So
you're a leader in the community. I mean, I've always admired you. We're here talking about admiring people. I've always admired you because you're such a leader in the community and are making such a huge impact. How do you mentor and support aspiring leaders, people that want to be like Ricky Wade one day?
So I'll tell you something. And this one here is much more time consuming, but you can't tell these youngsters no. And I will never tell a youngster no. And so I do a lot of mentorship, a lot. And because I think that we can sit back and we can judge and criticize what the millennials, Gen Zs, and Gen Alphas look like today, how they behave. But what have we done to say, let's understand them. Let's thrive to make them better at what they want to do and want to get accomplished. Everybody aspires to be something different. It's based on your values. It's based on your passion. But we need a little bit of everything in this world. So we need folks that can cover the gamut of needs that society needs. And so let's help them build confidence. Let's help strengthen their self-esteem. Let's help them realize that if I can do it, so can they. And if I could do it, you can too. And when youngsters see that, and especially, and to me, I'm much more passionate, especially about the youngsters that are minorities. Why? The word minority speaks for itself. It's telling you that you're not the majority. So when you're a minority, sometimes you have to work a little bit harder. You have to put much more effort into it. And sometimes the minorities don't know the tools and the resources that are out there to help them become more successful. You know who knows about it? The wealthy, the majority, that may not even need it. So why not help navigate them? Show them the GPS that can help them find the success that they're looking for. And so to me, I'll use this podcast to tell everybody out there, men and women, if you can mentor a youngster today, do it. Because we're creating the future leaders of tomorrow.
Amen. 100%. Yep. You're so right. All right. So you're a super busy guy, have a lot going on. I know family is very important to you.
Absolutely.
So how do you balance that? And how do you spend time with your family?
So sometimes I wonder if my family wants to spend time with me. Okay. So, you hear me speak about challenge and bring out the best. I hold my children to the same standard. And they'll tell you, if you spoke to them one-on-one, when my son was golfing, a lot of my friends thought I was way too hard on him.
Dad's tough, huh?
But you know what? If I have to get up early and take you somewhere, you have skin in the game too, young man. My daughters, and so, we raised our children that there's nothing that they can do if they want to get it done. And they can do it as good or better than anybody else out there. So, yes, you may be minorities, but you are the majority when it comes on to the education you hold. You are the majority when you open your mouth and speak with influence. You are the majority when you want to make change in society today. And that's how I raised them. I was born a lion. I'm a Leo by horoscope. And I behave like a lion. I protect my pride. But I challenge my pride because if you don't hunt, you won't eat.
You have to. I love it.
If you don't hustle, you won't get anything done. And it's really ironic because the last time I was in here doing a podcast I was doing it with Beth Hoven. And we were speaking about hustle. And so I want to bring that back to a little piece of what we're doing right now because everything in life is a hustle. Mm-hmm. If you're not hustling, you get nothing done. But don't get confused. Don't confuse the word hustle with the wrong things. Good hustle is a very, very good thing. So hustle the brain, hustle the mind, hustle your behaviors.
So we're talking about family. Let's talk about your family because I know they're involved in the business, right? And I've gotten to meet a few of them, including your Cuban wife, fellow Cubana, right? Because I'm Cuban.
And she's a proud Cuban.
She is a proud
Cuban. Let me tell you something.
Cuban.
You don't mess with her and her Cuban, man.
So what is she like? Talk. How did you guys meet?
So we actually met at McDonald's, and she is a fireball, and she is
definitely, if she's Cuban, she's a fireball.
And she has the same values that I have when it comes on to how we're going to raise our children and what we want to get accomplished in life. As a matter of fact, she was the one that challenged me when I wanted to grow in corporate America and become a VP for the company. She said, why don't you just try to become a franchisee so you can be your own CEO? We can be our own CEOs. We can have our own business. And, I'm happy I followed her advice. And that's why we're here. And we've been doing this now for over 24 years. So it's a beautiful thing.
And your daughter so you have a son and daughter?
So I have 2 daughters and a son.
Two daughters and a son.
My eldest daughter is a mom. And she loves what she does. She used to work for the company before, work for us before. And but she wants to be a mother and she wants to do her own gig. That's okay. My middle daughter went to UM and aspired to want to go into the law world and went to law school. And she said, Daddy, I think I want to come and work for the company. And she's here. She's at any moment, hopefully sooner than later, she'll be given the blessing by McDonald's Corp and be blessed as a next generation franchisee. And, she had an opportunity to name the restaurant that I gave her some shares in, or we gave her some shares in Delray West when we were opening up. We opened up, I think it was February the 28th of 2022. And I said, name it. She came back, she says, Daddy, it's Dash Legacy. I said, what does Dash stand for? Devon is D. ASH is Ashley. So it's a Dash Legacy. And I said, why legacy? She said she wants to continue the family legacy. And that brought tears to my eyes. And you know what? And I'm proud of her because, sometimes as parents, we look at our children and say, this one I think will be good for the business. This one I think may not want any part of the business. And sometimes we have these preconceived judgments. And my middle daughter threw me for a home run. And she's doing very well. She loves it. She's passionate about it. Her people love working for her. And I can't wait for her to get the blessing from McDonald's Corp. So it's a beautiful thing.
Love it, love it, love it. All right, so looking ahead, what's the future look like for your business? Not McDonald's as a whole, but for your business. What does the future look like?
So I think the future is bright. We have had a very strong run during the pandemic and post the pandemic. Thank God that we had drive-thrus. Thank God that we have upgraded our drive-thrus to double-lane drive-thrus to make it more efficient. So the drive-thrus kept us alive during the pandemic. Post-pandemic, we went into more of the digital space, which is huge for us right now. The mobile app, which we have so many great discounts on it. I don't know why we don't have more people on it. If they could only know the amount of discounts that are on it, they would all be on it.
Well, plug it. So how do you just go online and download the app?
Yes, download the app, and then the officers come at you, and comes at you a lot. So we have the mobile app. We also have delivery. We have Uber Eats. We have DoorDash, and so our delivery business grown significantly.
I bet.
And and just the whole digital space itself is huge, because that's what our super heavy users all wrapped around. I mean, the millennials, Gen Zs, and Gen Alphas, they're all about digital. They're all about convenience. And so, I think that as a company and as a brand, being McDonald's, we have done well, and we continue to anticipate the needs of the consumer. And so that's what keeps us ahead of the game and makes us the large brand that we are, being number one in the QSR space. But are we going to have more challenge with people? Yes. Are we going to start doing more innovative things as a brand? Absolutely. I think you're going to see at some point the digital space taking off at a much higher level. Sometimes I wonder if we're going to be even doing any more cash transactions down the road.
I was going to ask that. Yeah, I was
You know
going
what
to
I
ask
mean?
you.
So at some point, we may get there. I know there are some countries that is just cashless, but we're not there yet. And and we have a stronger economy. We have individuals in this country, this beautiful country called America. And by the way, yesterday was Memorial Day, so I'm sure we give thanks to all of our service personnel. But I just think that we're going to continue to anticipate, continue to do the right thing, continue to grow the business. We're not stopping. We're going to keep growing.
So we talked about your business too, and actually a lot about McDonald's and the future of McDonald's and what's that going to look like. Do you ever see like McDonald's just going to smaller spaces, having smaller sites,
Footprints?
maybe smaller footprints? Thank you. Like no dining room, maybe just delivery and.
So there is some test sites out there that's actually doing things to what you just spoke to. It has not evolved at a rapid rate yet, but it's in the works. And me personally, I like the traditional site because I like to interact with.
Yeah,
my
you got
customers.
28 of them now. You've got to like it.
I think it's such a special thing when you're interacting with a consumer, when you're interacting with your employees, and these ghost kitchens that are out there and stuff like that. You miss that, you lose that, and because people are such a challenge, when people know you care, when people are hearing from you, because I wear many hats. I'm a business owner. I'm a police officer sometimes. I'm a coach. I'm a counselor. I'm an additional parent. I'm just there for therapy at times. I'm just a great listener at times. And so you wear a lot of different hats, but it's a part of the business. It's a part of the terrain, and you can't walk away from those things, because when people need you, when I need somebody, I want them there. So when they need me, I want to be there.
All right. So reflecting back on your career, you've accomplished a lot. What are some key lessons that you've learned throughout your career?
Well, I just spoke to it. One of the key lessons, you got to be a good listener in life, no matter what you're doing. Because attentive listening is everything. Because you have to seek to understand before you can be understood. And sometimes we feel we know it all. We get excited about things. And when you start doing a lot of talking to somebody that's in need of your time, you can shut them down without even knowing you're shutting them down. And then they never got a chance to express what their needs and concerns are. So I think that listening I've learned from. I also think that continuous education, because you can never know enough, you can never learn enough. And I think as society changes, you have to learn, and you got to change with it. And last but not least, this is the one I want to leave everybody. If you're not networking, you're not working.
Yeah, you got to get out.
So I tell people, networking is everything. So if you're not networking, you're not working.
All right, last question, because we've got to wrap this thing up here. So I could be here all day. So I asked this question to everybody, and we touched on it earlier a little bit. Your legacy, right? We're not going to be here forever, right? So what do you want Ricky Wade's legacy to be when you're long gone?
I want my family and anybody that has touched me, been around me, to understand that it's not only about Ricky. And if I can influence change, if I can help change your life in a positive way, then I've done my job. And so when I'm gone, I hope that there are thousands, I'd love to say millions too, that would say, because of him, I did this. Because of him, my behaviors are like this today. Because of him, I continue to aspire to be the best at what I do. And that's why our company is called Being the Best Inc. And our management company is called Wade's Winners. You don't have to come in first to win. Just finish what you start. So I want my legacy to be a legacy of influence, a legacy of change, positive change, and a legacy of bringing out the best in you. That's it.
You're the man, man. I really appreciate you being here. Anything we forget? Anything you want to plug right now?
I just
go download that McDonald's app.
Listen, download the McDonald's app. Get all the deals. Don't go to the competition. Come to McDonald's. We have everything you need.
Sell it, baby.
Listen, go to Palm Beach State College on our archway to opportunities, tuition assistance from McDonald's. Listen, just have McDonald's have ketchup in your veins and you won't go wrong.
There you go. There you go. Spoken from a franchisee, man. So thank you so much for being here, Ricky.
Hey, listen, it was my honor, my pleasure, and thank you.
Keep up the great work. You're doing some great stuff in the community. We really appreciate you.
You do the same too, because you do the same in North Palm Beach.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You've been an influence in North Palm Beach.
Thank you. Thank you, Ricky. That means a lot coming from you. I really, really appreciate that. So thank you so much for tuning in. Again, thank you for tuning into the Palm Beach North podcast. Have to thank our friends at Jupiter Medical Center for their support. Couldn't do this without them.
Let me hold it up.
Ricky's going to plug it. Jupiter Medical Center.
You see me holding it up?
Yep, absolutely. And we look forward to seeing you guys in a couple weeks. Take care. See you real soon.